on, everybody? This is Jeff with Living in Arizona, and we're going to make a fun video today because we're going to talk about Mexico, in particular the Baja Mexico. I'm going to share some of my opinions about it, and I'm going to show you guys around Mexico, the Baja, all the way from Cabo to Todos Santos, all the way up to La Paz, and then even Rosarito, Ensenada, and San Felipe. Maybe even talk about Puerto Penasco again in this video. But I'm going to show you guys about what you could consider Arizona's beach. I know a lot of people like to say that Puerto Penasco is Arizona's beach, but really you have the whole Baja, which is where most zonies go to. People from San Diego also like to go to the Baja, California, West Coasters. So if you're moving to the West Coast, already on the West Coast, you're going to want to know about the Baja because, yeah, this is pretty cool. So if you're new here, you can subscribe to Living in Arizona, and we're going to dive in here and talk about Arizona's backyard beach, right? So you can see right here, this is the Baja California Peninsula right here, this whole thing. Look at, if you were to take this and you were to stretch it out, let's just say you took this and then you took this side right here, the side on the Sea of Cortez, and stretched it out. That's a lot of oceanfront property, right? And so you can see it's the Baja California Peninsula, Lower California Peninsula in Spanish, is a peninsula in northwestern Mexico. It separates the Pacific Ocean from the Gulf of California, also known as Golfo de California. The peninsula extends 775 miles from Mexicali, Baja California in the north to Cabo San Lucas, Baja. Okay, so its narrowest part is 200 miles. So this area right here is only 200 miles from sea to sea, from coast to coast. There are four main desert areas on the peninsula: San Felipe Desert, the Central Coast Desert, the Vizcaíno Desert, and the Magdalena Plain Desert. So you're going to end up walking away from this video feeling like you understand Baja Mexico more than just the Baja 1000. If you don't know what that is, that's where they basically take those dune buggies and they go from the north to the south. It's called the Baja 1000. That's really a big race that takes place. So the land of California existed as a myth among European explorers before it was discovered. The earliest known mention of the idea of California was in 1510 romance novel Los Aires de Esplanadian by Spanish author, Gracie Rodriguez de Montalvo. Sorry, I'm having a tongue twister. The book described the island of California as being west of the Indies, very close to the side of the terrestrial paradise, and it's peopled by black women without any men among them, for they live in the manner of Amazons. So that's interesting to hear that because, so far as we knew, the people there are Native American, which is, kind of looking like the Navajos and whatnot, which would be the indigenous people. But the Spanish documentation said they were black women. Now, take that and go in any which way you want to explore that. Following Hernan Cortez's conquest of Mexico, the lure of an earthly paradise, as well as the search for the fabled Strait of Anlon, which basically they were colonizing as New Spain. So enough about the history. Let's talk about the cool stuff about this place. So here it is. Like I said, if you stretched all this out, I mean, it would go all the way down to here, which is a lot of oceanfront property here. Probably even more oceanfront property than would extend from Washington down to the California, or maybe the same. Now, it's uninhabited. That's what makes it so interesting to me. So you have, in the south, you have Baja California Sur, and then on the top you have just Baja California. Sur in Spanish means south. So Baja California South. And that's where most people end up going, is to the south, because here you have Cabo San Lucas, San Jose del Cabo, and you also have La Paz over here, and you have Todos Santos. Okay? On the north, you only really have a couple places in between there, but this is beautiful, by the way. But San Felipe is one of the ones that you would go to. You can see it looks pretty arid, right? But the water here is really warm on this side. Cold water on the Pacific side, but warm water in here. And you never know what kind of marine animals get stuck up in here. Like there's whales, there's whale sharks, great white sharks, cool wild marine mammals get stuck up in here. Like I mean, just imagine they come up in here and they're like, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Oh, I guess I got to go south to get back out of here. And right over here is where basically the great white capital of the world is. If you are into great white diving, this is where the Discovery Channel goes. This is Guadalupe Island, island of Guadalupe. You can see it's just off the coast of Baja, California, or the Baja. And so this whole area here, let me just show you some of the places also on northern Baja. So on the side of the Sea of Cortez or the Gulf of California, not too much, but right here, Ensenada, and north of there is going to be Rosarito and Tijuana. Okay, I like Rosarito because it's a little bit less congested than Tijuana. So like if I was in California, say, and I didn't want to go to Tijuana, I would go down to Rosarito. But if I wanted to make the extra long drive, I would go to Ensenada. See, if you're coming from Arizona, you'd come through Yuma, you go through San Luis Rio, Colorado, right? Yuma, San Luis, and then you come through here, and you might consider stopping in San Felipe if you're driving. But if you're flying, you'd probably just make the whole trip all the way down here to Cabo San Lucas. And you can see it's way down here. And right here, if we just put the little guy right here, you could see what it looks like in Cabo San Lucas. It's very arid, just like Phoenix, but it's coastal. So there's a coastal community. And you can go inside some of these places. Looking pretty good, right? Not too shabby. And then if you wanted to just go to, say, this right here, the lookout point, get a nice look of what Cabo looks like. You've seen these arches, this arch right here. That's, if you've seen that on social media, that's where that's it, Cabo San Lucas. People take the boat tours out there, right? And that's El Arco is what it's known as. And there's a beach down here, kind of hot, better bring your umbrella, right? And then you've got the marina. Cabo San Lucas has grown a lot over the last 20 to 30 years. It didn't used to be like it is now, and it's starting to compete with Cancun. Even it's the new Acapulco in a way, so that's what's interesting about that. Now, people get Cabo San Lucas confused with San Jose del Cabo, which is, as you can see, its own separate municipality. So when you're getting a hotel there, make sure you know where you're staying. Here's the airport right here. So you can see there's the airport. It's kind of a small airport. Yeah. So the airport is in San Jose del Cabo. So if you wanted to go to Cabo San Lucas, they have a smaller airport, but it's one of those ones where you got to walk out to the airplane. But it looks like you'd land in San Jose del Cabo, okay? But Cabo San Lucas is where the fun is. Not so much over here. Now, if you are thinking about things to do around here, check out La Paz. So even if you're staying in Cabo San Lucas, you can go to La Paz, and you can see there's a lot of different things that there is to do out there. So soak up the sun at a secluded beach, the sun culture trip to enjoy the incredible seafood, sample local wine, explore Mexico's new capital of cool. They've got whale watching tours down there, zip line through paradise, blah, 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 prehistoric art. I'm trying to find the one where they talk about hanging out with whale sharks. You can swim with whale sharks down there. And they didn't even mention that on there. But, a lot of people go to Philippines or they go to Thailand or Cancun to swim with whale sharks. They didn't even know you could swim with whale sharks in the Baja. And now you know. So you don't have to go halfway across the world to go swim with those beautiful whale sharks. Okay? And then, so even here, they're talking about, on Forbes, they talk about the top places to go in Baja. Todos Santos, Pescadero, Cabo San Lucas, San Jose del Cabo, La Paz. There's the whale sharks. See, right there in La Paz. So I just told you, go to La Paz if you want to swim with the whale sharks. Valle de Guadalupe, drive 2 hours south of San Diego. So that would be, where you go to do that. But let's go ahead and take a look at Todos Santos, because I think it's kind of cool a cool place. This is more off the beaten path. If you wanted to, hang out in a place that's more original, authentic, kind of chill out Mexico without all the tourist buzz of Cabo San Lucas. I guess you could also get that in probably you could get that in La Paz. Let's see if we can go right here. Just show you what it looks like to drive around here. So if you're thinking about driving it, this is what you'd be up against. This kind of terrain. Kind of looks like Arizona. That's the thing. Now, what made me so excited here recently about this, I've been to the Greek islands, Santorini, Mykonos, Paros, Naxos, Ios. I went to those islands, and I remember saying to myself, I was like, people come from far and wide just to go to Santorini, and it's no different than what the Baja is. Baja is a desert just like Santorini. This is how Santorini looks. If you've never been to Santorini, it looks just like this. The only thing is, people like these buildings that are white, like these white churches or white buildings, really. I don't even know if they're churches anymore because most of them are just there for design. And they have the blue roof. White paint, blue roof with a cross on top. And that's what makes, and then they have the ocean views with the sunset. And that's why people go to Santorini. But I remember when I was in Santorini, I was like, this looks just like the Arizona desert or the Baja desert. It couldn't be Arizona because Santorini has an ocean, but the Baja does have the ocean. And, there's these ocean caldera views, but you get those in Baja. So, I was like, but Baja is way bigger. So there's the potential of the Baja is so extreme, and there's more beaches here in the Baja too. Look at this coastal drive. There's nothing there. You can't find this in California. In California, if this was California today, this would all be developed with $1 million homes. So you can see it's pretty cool down here, and it's not crowded either. So this is a place worth exploring, I would say. Depending on what side you want to explore, both are pretty interesting. Like I said, La Paz or Todos Santos, and even if you wanted to go to some of these other places, they got some real cool beaches down here. Let's see what we got. Look at all these areas, these estuaries. So here's San Carlos, Baja California Sur. No one even knows about this place really, but these are like for adventurers, and it's just in our backyard in Arizona. Really it is. So there's adventure. You don't have to go to Thailand or some faraway land to get adventure. It's right here in the Baja, and so there's some pretty cool beaches. But if you go on to Google Maps, this is what I was really interested in, is all these islands. I was like, these remind me of the Greek islands. If you go to the Mediterranean, say, all the way across the end of the world, I know this is a longer video. There's just so much to say about this. But look at all these islands, right? This is the Aegean Sea, right here, Santorini. It's just like Santorini, except Santorini 10, 15 years ago was not as built up as it is now. It just became famous because people started to fall in love with it. Like, their airport's still very small. You have to walk out on the tarmac. They don't even have a terminal or gate. But you go to Santorini, this is what it looks like. I'll show you. You can see. Does that look like Cabo? Isn't that what Cabo looks like? Dry, arid, desert. This is Greece. And people come here and they think it's so great. I'm like, you don't have to go all the way around the world to go have a cool island like that. We've got all these right here in the in Mexico, right here. So I'm like looking at all these. I'm like, I want to check out these islands on the map, and some of them don't have much, but they're not developed. They're not really developed, and but some of them have some really cool beaches that basically, if you wanted to have an adventure, look at them. Look how many islands there are, right? But like this one, here's a beach. Okay, nothing really there, but you got Isla Santa Catalan. Let's see what's down here. You got any beaches? What's this? Look at you can see that it's got that glass water. That's just an adventure waiting to happen. If you wanted to take a sailboat over there, it's just you and your deserted island. Here's Isla Santa Cruz. I mean, nothing on it, nothing at all. You don't like this is how Hawaiian islands look before they planted things on there. Go look at Keolave in Hawaii. It's just like that. Um, Isla San Diego. I mean, plant a couple trees on there and you get moisture. Isla Santa Jose. Let's see. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that beach. Some boats are already in there, like hanging out. Like they got that beach all to themselves. You don't have to worry about. I mean, maybe there's Mexican pirates out there, but you don't really have to worry about the cartels coming to snatch you up. I don't think. I mean, that's not professional travel advice, but go at your own risk, I guess. But I don't really see people trying to snatch you off. Oh, here it is. This is this island right here. So there it is. So here's Playa. You don't even have to go to the islands to have a beautiful beach. I mean, look at these. Look at this beach. This is that water that people go to Greece for. You know, you see that glass water. Also, some people call it Windex water because it's that color of Windex. Just so clear water. Look at you got your own little beach. I mean, if you like relaxation, if you're one of those people who don't like crowds but you want beautiful white sand beaches with crystal clear water and really kind of untouched, you could still get that, and it's there in Mexico. It's still undeveloped, right there on the Baja. I mean, nothing around here. So I'm just showing you guys some ideas. You'd go to La Paz and then just take the 11 up, and then if you go over to this island, I mean, look at these beaches. You can camp here. People go to this camp here. I mean, look at that. They set that up for the honeymooners. It's like, look at that. Look at that view right there in our own backyard. Waking up to that, or no, actually, that's going to sleep, right? Because that's a sunset. Sea lions. See, you guys, I told you were going to like this video. I mean, you didn't know about this stuff. Some of you are going to like it. Some of you are going to say, who cares? But if you're anything like me, you're going to be like, that is cool. This is cool. I mean, look at it. Look at this. Like this beach, you could just be here. I mean, all by yourself. No one even there. It's like so uncharted. This is an island just off the coast of the Baja. Now you see what I'm saying? Like, this has so much potential to be something, and people haven't discovered it yet. You know, when people discover it, it's going to become something. I mean, it's so undiscovered, they don't even have pictures on Google Maps yet about what it looks like down there. You can only access it from satellite. Ensenada Grande Beach. So here's another one. Another one with that beautiful Windex water. And then you've got another campsite right here, Campsite Fun Baja. For those of you who like to kayak. People giving it a 4.9 rating. So people who are going here are basically giving it a 5-star rating. They're not like saying 3 stars, 2 stars, don't waste your time. They're basically saying, awesome. Waste your time and come here. So, welcome to the Baja, folks. There's a lot of cool stuff down here that you're going to want to explore. I'm excited to go down to the Baja and explore it. I would love to get on a sailboat and just kind of chill out and go port to port, probably with a couple people. You know, I don't know if I'd want to do it solo dolo, but you know. And then you've got some other coastal towns if you just want to drive it. I mean, look at this beach. Some of these places I don't even know. And driving it, you get something. It says snorkel right here, but no one around you. Just you and your wife and kids or whatever. Got some cabanas, dive centers. This is like a dive capital. If you're a diver or a snorkeler, you're gonna have fun. Look at this big old beach in Hawaii. If that beach was in Hawaii, people would be all over it. You don't believe me that this is how Hawaii also looks? I'll show you. Before they inhabited most of these islands, even Lanai, like that whole green, like Lanai, that's all man-made greenery. But this is Keolave. That's how it looks from the air. I mean, it's desert. That's Keolave. If you go down onto Keolave, that's desert. Lanai even. I mean, This is all man-made greenery. Haluk Bay. You see this beach? This is all man-made greenery also. But that's the kind of beach you would get. I mean, look at the terrain. It's almost at the same latitude or longitude. I can't remember which one goes east to west. For some reason, I can't remember that. I have such a hard time remembering that. But it's at the same like latitude and longitude. Or latitude. See? There's Baja, there's Hawaii. It's in the tropics. So, I mean, these areas would grow greenery if we tried to inhabit it. But this is like a Hawaii in your own backyard, and you don't even have to cross the ocean to go there. You know, granted it's another country, but look at all this beach, uninhabited, unspoiled beach. Shh, don't tell everyone. There's unspoiled beach in the Baja. Just bring your umbrella. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for subscribing and watching these other videos. I will be making more videos about Mexico because Mexico is so cool. It's such a rich place and culture and places to go. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time.